episode number 8. Is it 8? I think it's 8. Hello and welcome to Dr. Klumber Plays Transport Fever 2. Yes, we have got a game loading. Yeah, I forgot that it was still loading. We have got, well, a lot of money coming in, and that is great. And I did a extension of the passenger line last episode. So this time we're going to have a look at the industry potential around Hilversum. When I put this passenger line in, I recall, I haven't actually watched it back yet, but I think I mentioned that the main reason for connecting to Hilversum was because we wanted to unlock all this industry here. In the very first episode, you heard me complain that there's actually too many ore and coal mines around steelworks, which I still think is the case, but that doesn't really matter. This steelworks is going to be quite useful. Having said that, it's only going to be useful if we can produce goods, because steel needs to go somewhere, otherwise there's no point in producing it. And, well, the goods factory is where we want it to be, right? That is pretty straightforward. But then we have options, because the sharp-eyed of you will have spotted that there's actually a steelworks here. Well, why is that relevant? That is relevant because distance from and to is quite important. The other reason it's relevant is because we need oil, because we want to make chemicals. We've got a chemical plant here, we've got a refinery here, and we've got the goods factory there, but we haven't got oil nearby other than that. So what I am currently thinking, in the effort of making this work well and make money out of it, if you like, is that we are going to build a station here that's going to be collecting oil and delivering ore and coal, collecting steel, and bring the whole lot this way. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So that basically decides, I think again in the very first episode, I talked about the fact we want a really big transport hub here. The transport hub is going to sit here. That's the plan. We're going to build a transport hub in this spot here. We can then start feeding planks, we can then start feeding tools, we can start feeding more oil, more ore. We can feed the quarry into our brick factory there. There's all sorts of opportunities here. So I think that's worth exploring. And in fact, that's not just worth exploring, that's what we're going to do. We are literally swimming in money. We haven't got any debt anymore, and we're making money hand over fist. The most profitable lines are the Bommel, the original, the OG, is still doing great. And it's had a new locomotive, it's got new wagons, I did that in the last episode, and that's making loads of money. Then the tool supply is now beginning to really ramp up its profit as well. And the new Hummel, the Flying Scotsman, is also making a lot of money, which is great. The log supply is making a lot of money, and then we've got the new passenger lines making a decent amount. The newest one isn't yet, but it will catch up at some point. So frankly, we are just cooking on gas. And I'm quite surprised. Again, in the first episode I talked about the fact that I wanted to play on easy because I always struggle to make money. I think I've unlocked it. So I would like to switch this game to medium, and I'm going to see if I can do that maybe by editing a game file or so. But we'll report on that when we do it. First things first, goods. So it makes sense to build a second transport hub around here, because if we have a transport hub here, we can then link it to the goods factory and the refinery, right? That makes sense. And then build a beefy mainline, goods mainline here through this gap, because we don't want it to go over too many hills. So it'll probably come down here, swerve around this little hillock, and then end up here. That's the basic plan. And we're going to attach it to the steel mill, because I think That's probably the best place for it. So a lot of work to do in this episode. We might as well get on with it and stop pontificating. So the first thing I want to do is see how we're going to fit this industry here. So we want to connect oil to it, and we want to connect ore to it, and we want to connect coal to it, but not really that coal. Ideally we get coal and ore from here. So we could do that in two ways. We can do that by putting up a double line coming in, or we can have one station and trucks carrying the coal in. And I think, considering the distance here, having a truck line makes a lot of sense. So this is a third transport hub station, if you like, going to occur here. That's then probably going to connect to Hilversum at some point, and then collect the bricks and put down a bigger system. So again, that needs to be a pretty beefy transport hub as well. Yes, okay, we have a plan. So let's begin by placing this station. And I'm going to place it... we need cargo. I'm going to place it roughly along there, I think. We're going to make it big, 240 for now. I think we're going to make it 4 lines immediately. Yeah, we are. And then we're going to plop it there. Because if you look at the extended line there, that's pretty decent for getting in the valley. And it also means we've still got a bit of room to connect to it from the front and the back. We can make angles work. Click, decision made. Okay, good, that's step 1. So the steel factory is connected. We then want to run a very simple line to the oil, right? Because we want the oil to go to the refinery. So we get one of these, only one, but we keep it at 240 because these trains are probably going to be very chunky very quickly. We'll stick it on there, like so. Actually, looking at the angle approaching the station, that's probably better. Although again, it's freight, so it doesn't need to be quick, but we do want to make sure we get this right. We're going to run coal and ore, but we could actually just have one station. Yeah. Now I am going to sit it away. It would make sense to connect it to the ore, but I think this will grow, and I want to give it room to grow. So we're going to sit it like that. Don't want too much hill. Like here. And then, yeah, we'll go along the ore, come across. We might even connect to the line here. So the one bridge here and one bridge over here. Yeah, okay, okay. So the plan is coming together quite nicely. Now we need to think about what we're doing here. So I want to keep it separated completely from the passenger line. There's no point in connecting it to the passenger line at all. I don't think. We will build a separate... actually, we might use this, but we'll not worry about that at the moment. Let's just think about how we are going to fit this in. So this needs to be a chunky boy as well, because this is already going to get it's going to get the oil running through it, because it makes sense for the oil, the crude oil to be brought here, carry on to this station and then come back. So that's one. And it needs to connect steel and chemicals to this plant, which is one train. So one train, actually 2 will work then. Eventually we'll want to hook up food, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. So 2 tracks is enough. At a slight angle, ooh, that's tricky. I would like it to face either towards the goods factory or to the refinery. And knowing how big these oil trains are going to become, I'm almost tempted to just put it here. Yeah. I think that's what we do. Or completely flip it on its head. Because I also need to think about the track going under or over the passenger line. So if you flip it on its head completely and stick it there, then we can run that quite well as well. So I think we're going to do that. Again, it's going to be, what is it doing? I'm clicking the wrong button, as usual. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. I keep having to reach around my mic, which doesn't help me at all with this. But otherwise you get crap sound, and that's no good for the episode either. So we're going to stick this here. Yeah. Okay, decisions are being made rapidly here. Are you sure you do the right thing? Yes, I am. A single station there. 2 tracks or not? And actually, do we want it to be... We could run a line... Eventually, we'll want to connect Heerlen station. Now we'll go straight through. Or we'll go through here. One of these two will have to have a throughput. I don't think it's going to be this one, because I don't really need the quarry here. Oh, I might need the oil though, but then the oil is better going fire there. Yeah, okay, so that is another decision made. We are decisioning at a rapid pace, but it's got to be 2 because I want to drop off the goods, the steel and the chemics, and I want to pick up the goods. So this is going to be a double station as well. I'm too zoomed out to get the fine alignment, but I want to see what that curve would look like. I'm imagining it in my head as a creative person. We don't need this road, that's only going to sit in the way, so that can go. And then I wanted a through station, and we're just going to slap that on here. It might not provide me with the prettiest line. Is that the right decision? Yeah, angling it out a bit gives me opportunity to loop it. We'll go over here, go on this hill, and then loop it to the station. So actually that the station is raised a bit here is beneficial. Right, so we've got all the stations in place. That's step 1. And the money is still coming in at pace, so we don't need to worry about that. The stations cost money to maintain, so normally I don't really put them all down at the same time. But this is a pretty big project, so I want to get it right. So we have oil and we have ore and coal. That means this station needs a sensible connection. We're going to invest initially in just a little road like this. Hello, why are you plopping it into that railway? I don't understand the purpose. Good, like that. And then, like that. Oh, couldn't be simpler. No, it's that easy this game. And then we remove this. I suspect that this is a main road, so we'll leave that for what it is. And then we are going to run that there, like that. And then we might as well upgrade this bit, because it looks better. That's genuinely the only reason for doing that, in my opinion, but yeah. Okay, so we have point-to-point delivery of ore and coal. Now there's going to be a lot of trucks piling in here, and actually one of the things that's always a concern, because these are raw goods, is that this station can get overloaded. I'm now beginning to think I want to run 2 trains, but we'll get to that when we get to it. That's a sort of upgrading decision we'll need to make. So we need to deliver, and delivery, genuinely, we don't need anything other than an unload. So that is really straightforward. I say that, but if I have to run 20 trucks through that, that's not good. No, I say that and I change my mind. So this one will have to come back. Even though it's only unloading, we are having to use a proper platform for it. And we're going to sit it just there. And then we can extend it if we need to at some point. So yeah, that makes sense. And then the same here. As close to the main as possible. Just keeping an eye on how wide this shows up. You'll see it degrades in brightness. And that means that the less bright, the less stuff it picks up. I think, anyway. I've never tested it, but I think that's how it works. And then the same thing goes here. So bright. And it's having some difficulty with the hill. But I think, hopefully, if the encoding doesn't screw it up, you can see that it's sort of jumping. And I think that's the best spot for it. Okay, good. And then we need a depot. Now, if I had mods active, which I don't, I could have added a cargo tram. And in this case, I possibly would have used the cargo tram. They're just a bit more reliable in getting up hills and stuff like that. Well, this looks pretty flat, to be honest. Yeah, it's pretty flat. Right, so that's step 1. I'm not going to put the lines in yet, we'll do that at the end. So then we have to connect the station. Go, yes. And we have to jump over the water and then into this station. Oh, no, I'm daft. We're going to run it along this station. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was getting myself very confused there. 90 kilometers an hour at this point, I'm not overly worried, but I think this is a bit of an ambitious long run bridge. I don't see the point in that. So we're going to do that, and then we'll start on the bridge. Because I'm not going to use the water, I don't think. Certainly not in this bit. There's no real need for it. Oh, crikey. I've just realized that's another option. We could run ships with the ore. And that actually gives a really good profit. Now I've made a decision. I built the infrastructure. We're going to do it like this. Okay, good. Stop pontificating. There. And then we are going to find the connection here. I'm trying to be tidier in my build. Yes, you say that. Yes, it's not necessarily working. No, it's not. So what else is going to be feeding in here? At some point the goods, at some point food. So having it come into this bit of the train station makes sense. And then we just double it up. We can. Oh, did I just build a tunnel? I did. Okay, that's going to be expensive. But look at the money. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. And then we build another one out all the way along. 500,000. Ka-ching. Done. So that's the first bit. We've connected the rows to the main point here, which is excellent. And then they are going to drop off. So one of the considerations I have is eventually, if I change these 2 points here to collect food and whatever else was behind the planks, then I don't really want what I'm saying is I don't want the trains to meet here, but I don't think I can avoid it, so we're going to do it anyway as I intended. Yeah, we are. And I'm going to put a crossing junction in here, so that if we build any trains in the depot, they can get from 1 to B, B to C, and things like that. I'll have to look at the signaling later. One of the things that I've been contemplating is stopping using signals to see what's going to happen at build stage, because I keep screwing them up. I think that's a fair idea. Right, we are aiming for here, but it's a loopy approach. I think we'll run it just a bit slighter to the coal mine there. We'll do that. Okay, and then we'll double that up, because this section is definitely going to have to be double, I think. I don't really see a reason not to double it up. We're going to do that. The main concern I have here is this area where it gets quite hilly. So we'll approach that and then see what happens when we get to it. I think it's probably better to approach it from this side. Now, do I want both of these trains to take both those stations? I think I do. No, actually the oil needs to carry on. We might do a bit of a T-junction here, because then the oil can go straight on. It doesn't need to come here on the way out. But on the way in it does. Oh, this track is already going to be complicated, more complicated than I thought it was. But that's the way it is. Okay. Because the oil will have to come back here. Yes, yeah. Thinking out loud, thinking out loud. Are we going to bother with the T-junction? Yeah, I'm going to have to, aren't I? Yeah. otherwise it gets even more complicated very quickly. So that looks like a decent approach. I really don't like that hill. We do something about that. 80 kilometers an hour, it's not the worst. And try and snake around this without upsetting the elevation too much. Bit of a curve in it, that's fine. Look at that, eh? That's the sign of a professional track layer. Okay, and then... Oh. You can see what I can see, yes? Yes. I cocked this up already. I'm going to build it anyway. I'll have to fix it as we get to it. Might even make it slightly quicker. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. So a little viaduct running out, going down. This line is definitely never going to be quicker than 80 or 90 kilometers an hour, but that's fine. Now, do we T-junction this or not? Or do we just run it into that station and then tell the oil train to come out to here? Fire that station. Am I overthinking things? Yes, you always are. I want the oil train to be on this outside lane. I'm gonna have to remember that. You know what? It's not actually that difficult to make a T-junction looking at it. Although I don't know why I get a collision then. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. And these two can merge up and go across. So I need to decide whether I'm going to bridge it. I think I will, looking at it. Yeah, I'm going to bridge this. So we need to go up, 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 up. Oh. I need to decide if I'm going to bridge it. I can't bridge it. I literally can't. I might have to undo this actually. Because I might have to use this drop just to go into the hill and then come out the other end. If that makes sense. You will see in a second what I mean. So instead of going and building a heightening bit, what I want to do is that. Because then it should be possible, as you can see, to build a tunnel. Because there's apparently more elevation here than I expected. So we'll do that. And then we'll need to come out because we need to go up, so we do need to go up quite quickly. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. We don't care. Oh, do we care about this main line? It looks like we do. What a pain in the ass. Pause. Yeah, you can mount to whoever you want. I'm killing trees and everything, but I need to build a route. Right. We'll connect it to the outside. I don't think that makes a difference. So that's that. And then we can put this stupid road back. Streets. I could put something better in, but I'm not going to. Do I want to raise it and spend money on it? Or am I just gonna go, yeah, you know, it's going to be fun. I think I'm just going to do a level crossing like that. Good. That didn't jumble anything. There's a bit of a hiccup in the track, but nothing major. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so we now have that bit. I need to do the T-junction. Don't know if I can, because we're coming from quite... Yeah, I can. What am I worried about? That easy. Right, so the outside line here is going to be for the oil, which is great because the oil comes from the outside anyway. So all it has to do is stay in the outside lane. So it's going to be one line per track, and that is fine. Then we want to connect here, and then we connect the this unit here to that as well. And again, we'll need to either go up or down, so we'll eyeball it. You know what? We'll go up. because it looks prettier. Yes. Like that. But I do want to keep a bit of speed in. At least 80 is what we're aiming for. There. There. But what? You see that? Why is it doing that? Okay. That's pretty accurate. There. And again, we'll use the stone. We don't need to do anything fancy because this line is never going to be a speed demon. And then that looks pretty accurate. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice bridge. This is quite a steep incline though for a freight train, so take that bit off anyway. I made it look pretty rather than it being functional, and that's never a good idea with freight. What on earth are you doing? Hold on to the bridge. Click here. Here? Yeah? Oh good, you do want to play. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Good. Connect that on the outside. This line needs to be double though, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. No. Because these goods that are being built here, if you like, are going to be brought back here and then distributed to other places like here. Yeah. Because there are no goods in Zaanstad or Hilversum. None of my existing towns have them. Roermond has them, yeah, so that's fine. So we're going to build a train that's going to deliver chemicals and steel, boxcars and flat cars with stakes, and then the goods are going to be replacing the chemicals on the way back, which is absolutely fine. Did I build a weird... There's a bit of a jumble in there, but that's fine. Okay, I think we are getting somewhere. So now we can plan all these lines out. Are you excited yet? Well, I am. Before we do that, I'm going to name this. What will we call this? Not Zaanstad East. We'll call this Zaanstad Heerlen Cargo Hub. So here, Cargo Hub. And this will be a hub. So that's one, Zahe. Oh, that's very exciting. And then this is the other cargo hub. And we'll call this, not weird, but we'll call it Weird Cargo Hub. Peninsula Cargo Hub. Not Hun. And not Cargo either. Cargo. I'm gonna have to find a better solution for my microphone. I'm gonna have to hang it on a levered arm, I think, because I'm getting a bit annoyed that I have to reach around it all the time. Anyway, that is that. So now, is this called Hilversum something? Yeah. Now we can start laying down the lines. So we need to supply coal and ore. Of course, I can't remember what is what, so we'll name them in a minute. To Hilversum East. Easy enough. Coal is this one. Line 1. Hill. Coal supply. Good. And I will call this Hill ore supply. Yes, that's one. Then we need a train. And the train is going from here to here. And that is literally all it's going to do, for the moment anyway. And this is going to be called the... what are we going to call this? Or do I want it to deliver the steel? No. Don't overcomplicate it. So this is the Hill Peninsula raw steel. It's raw steel. It's not raw steel, but it covers the load. In fact, it's both of them. Right, that's that. Then we need a line that says, oh, pick up the crude, take it to here and here. And look, it's doing what I wanted to do. That's good, isn't it? Yes. And this is the, what shall we call this? The Zaanstad chem supply. I think that makes sense. I need to apply these little marks as well, black. Right, that's that. And then we have a train that picks up the steel, picks up chemicals, do I want to build? How many trains have I got to build now? 1, 2. We're going to 4 train it. The more trains, the better, and then I've got more fine control over what's going where. Okay, I've convinced myself quite easily. So the steel is literally going to be dropped off here, and then being picked up by this train with the chemicals. Yeah, okay. So that means that we have to build a line here to here, and we will call this Peninsula Steel. I know my naming convention is all over the place already. I will work it out at some point, I don't really care. And then the final bit is and actually this is quite handy because I can start the whole process up in stages. So this is the goods supply. Goods line, because it brings the goods back as well. Yes, good. We need to connect the hub, the depot, whatever you want to call it. I always misname them. Where are we going to do that? Don't think I could peel off sharp enough to, for example, connect there, can I? Well, you might not be able to. You might. You can try. You can certainly try. I can. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't care about speed, game. That's not pretty. You know what? None of it is pretty. But just sticking it on there, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right, and now the joyous beginning of beginnings. We need to buy the vehicles. First one I'm going to buy is the ore and coal to that, because then I can buy the trucks. So we want something a bit powerful, and we want something to be able to drag a lot of stuff. That's my main concern. So we know that 85 here and 580, that's not going to cut it. This is definitely going to cut it, but it's going to cost me $1.5 million a year. That's going to cost me $1 million. That's going to cost me $1 million, but it's still weaker compared to those two. Not a lot in it. I do like me a good Scotsman, as you all know now. No, not in that way, you weirdos. That's going to cost even more, but it is even more strong. Is there a golden medium? I don't know if there is. Is this a golden medium? Sorry, that's that. Ooh. Is that worth it? Going back, it'll always be empty. That's something that I have to keep in mind. Going back, it won't carry any loads. No, we need to go big or go home, which is a good American expression. I am going to use the crocodile for this. I think the crocodile is the best option. The Scotsman is prettier and cooler and more famous, but the crocodile is going to do what it needs to do. Oh, look at the lifespan, 20, 22, okay. Both of them are magnificent. The emission is better as well. that I really care about that at this point in the game, but hey. Cargo, you are going to get loads of gondolas. How many is loads? Well, we don't want to go mad, but we do want to add 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click. Click, click. Watch it say that it can't get on the see, what did I call it? Peninsula Road, yeah. Can't get on the line, complain. It can, it just doesn't want to. Good. We've not seen a crocodile yet, so that's step 1. I actually don't think I've ever used this train. My normal games I use mods. I think I talked about mods. I'm wanting to play. I don't like that swerve. Do you see what I see? Hang on. Why is it go? Oh, that's the, yeah, no, that doesn't matter. Yeah, and some of the modded trains that I've got in there just outperform this crocodile train. But in the base game, it's pretty good. And I want to show you the base game, and then you can decide whether you want modded things or not. We're going to follow this train for a bit, see where it goes. Well, we know where it goes, so that's rather pointless, yes, okay. But it looks fine. Actually, it's not as ugly a train as I thought it would be. That's quite attractive, actually. Yeah, and it's a good train, you know, we don't have to look at it all day. Good, so that's stage 1. I've not put any signals on. And I did say that I wasn't going to put any on, so I need to restrain myself. Okay, and then we are going to put the oil line on. And then we're going to buy the trucks, and then we'll do the rest. So the oil line, I think we'll do the same thing, you know. I've sort of decided that electric is good. I built all my lines with electrics anyway. So that is fine. And you know what? We're also going to stick 7, 8, 9, 10. We could fit more on here, but we're going to start off with 10. And at some point, look at the traction, great. At some point we will just amend the train and put all the rest on. So this is going to be the oil chem supply, yeah, that's it. Good. We're not going to watch that, we're just going to jump to the trucks now and start feeding the ore and coal, and you're going to be rather surprised, but we're going to need a lot of trucks. Am I starting off with 20 or with 40? I'm going to start off with 20. I probably need to amend those stations as well. Oh, I had a lot of money. I don't anymore. We still have 2 trains to go. Oh, that's fine. Bye. 11, 12, 56, 17, 18, 19, 20 go on the coal supply, and you all go on the ore supply. And I will definitely have to extend these platforms straight away. There's just no, I don't even know why I built it with 2. That's just silly. And I don't want to pay the maintenance for the extra platforms, so I can come off. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to begin with, and the same for you here. Configure. I don't want to pay for the for the additional. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, excellent. So this little army is going to run up and down. They might well be slowed down actually by the fact that there are 10 trucks. So I do need to keep an eye on that really, because the load-unload for trucks isn't as good as it is for trains. So that's something to keep in mind, but fine, we'll worry about that when the time needs to be there to worry about. Then we still have the goods line and the steel line to build. We're going to wait to that bit. We're going to keep the clock ticking over and get the raw supply goods started first. Why are you waiting? So this is already a problem now. It knows that there's no free path because this train is sitting here. And you, no path electric. Where have I not built electric? I don't mean to be funny, matey, but to me that all looks electric. That's electric. That's electric. That's electric. What are you complaining about? Seriously? No path electric. Have I done something wrong? No path electric. Answers on a postcard, please. What the hell is not electric about this path? I am 100% sure that it's all electric, because I've never switched it off. So that's just complaining for complaining's sake, and winding me up for winding me up's sake. Oh, wait a second. No, I know what it is, yeah. I don't know why it's saying electric. It shouldn't say electric. It's literally just that I did complete this X. I was a bit rushed to that and I didn't click this button, and now it's fine. Yes. Right, we don't need to signal it technically, because once this train is on its own track, it's all fine. Yeah, because they will run beyond each other, and that is all there is to it. Haha, good. Right, so we want to see how this is going here, because these trucks will have a bit of a job on. Actually, that seems to be going fine. I wish there was a way, and there might be, I generally don't know, I haven't looked at it in detail, to have these raw supply stations feed several platforms and tell the same line to collect from them same platforms, but it doesn't seem to be doing. I don't know why, so I tried and played with it a bit, but I've not got the answer. There might well be a mod for that actually, but yeah, this is going fine. They're keeping up with the supply. We've even got a few just waiting, which is fine. So 10 trucks for now might well be enough. Of course, the problem then is that it all has to go here, and at some point this station is going to go, ooh, 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 I've got too much stuff, and then I have to fix it, but that's fine. Look how quickly this is filling up already. It's good, it's very good. Right, okay, all that kerfuffle is now complete. I can stop whining about my mistakes and then blame the game for it. So now we can start throwing in the steel train as well. And hello Crocodile, we're just going to keep going with that theme. Have I got enough money? I've got Yeah, it is a bit of a shame that all this can do is bring steel, but I'm going to start this with 5 cards because we're delivering 12 into it, I think. I can't remember, but again, we'll keep an eye on it, and that's the one, isn't it? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, and if we need to add cars to that train, then we will. But for now, just 5. It seems overkill to use the Crocodile, but that means that I don't need to worry in the future when I want to throw more on, so that is fine. And then we wait, and then the last train is the goods train, but we haven't actually got anywhere to put the goods yet. That's something else we need to think about. We said we wanted it to go to Heerlen. Yes, and we have a fairly easy way to get there. You know, when I built this line, I said I don't need this main line, and it can just, you know, I don't care. There's 2 things I can do. I can build a truck route line, which makes sense. It's the cheapest way of doing it, and all that does is guarantee that goods get delivered to Heerlen and there is a supply for it, so the system will keep producing goods. I can also just add another bit of junction magic with the railway and throw, because these passenger trains only need 1 line, so we could easily do that. Flip one of these platforms to too big a project. The more I think about it, the bigger the project becomes. I'm going to run the clock a bit quicker for a while, and then we are going to build a goods train, and that really, genuinely, I mean, it's got to go over this viaduct, but that doesn't need to be a powerful train at all, because it's such a short run. So I am going to buy it straight away, actually. That's it. Throw a steam train in front of it, a cheap one, and 3.5 million. That's all it needs to be at this point. Because frankly... Oh wait, no, it also needs steel. Yeah, that's all we're going to do for now. That'll definitely change, but this is going to be a light runner to begin with, and then we're going to have a look at how we're going to deliver the stuff to Heerlen. Why did I actually buy this already? I'm such an idiot. Just go away. There. Look, that money I just borrowed is back. Oh, that's kind. And then the goods line. That's it. Boom. Boom, boom. I wondered why my money all of a sudden dropped like a brick, and I thought, oh, it would be, you know, ticking off over of the next calendar year. No, it was because I accidentally, or not accidentally, just intuitively clicked the button to purchase the train, so I had to, and I wasn't paying attention. Right, so I think this wraps up quite an eventful episode. Not a lot to look at, you know, goods trains or cargo trains are the most exciting. Having said that, that's a hell of a lot of work for this particular episode. So we've got this U-shaped connection here, and we've got our cargo hub here and here. This line, the way it weaves, I'm probably going to fix at some point, but this part of the line will become more and more important as the game progresses, because that's going to connect this part of the map with the existing part of the map. So that's quite an interesting project as well. But in the next episode, what do I want to do in the next episode is, I think we'll build Roermond and Weert in, and we'll build the cargo here. Roermond also wants goods. You know what, do we do a multifunctional line there? I think we might do. I think I am going to build that weird, it's not weird, but the connection here might actually add an extra platinum. Anyway, that's all for the next episode, because so far it is all going swimmingly in this game. I am also going to see if I can change the difficulty to medium, because I do think it's a bit not challenging enough, if so. I mean, I think it's a bit easy at the moment. And that's because I started in easy mode, so that's probably my own fault. This has been a long episode, but a lot of work has been done. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to take a good long break and then record more stuff tomorrow. My name is Dr. Klumber, and if you liked it, I am really happy. I'm just really